Have you ever held a seed in your hand? It's so small, so unassuming, so fragile that you might think it insignificant. Yet within it lies the potential for a towering tree, for fruits that feed generations, for forests that shape entire ecosystems. The Quran invites us again and again to reflect on seeds, not just as objects of agriculture, but as lessons of life, faith, and the unseen realities of the universe. Indeed, God is not shy to present an example, that of a mosquito or what is smaller than it. As for those who believe, they know that it is the truth from their Lord. But as for those who disbelieve, they say, "What did God intend by this example?" He misleads many thereby and guides many thereby, and he misleads not except the defiantly disobedient. Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 26. If even something as tiny as a mosquito or smaller can carry wisdom, then what about the seed, one of the most profound symbols of renewal, potential, and return? A seed looks lifeless, like a small stone, but inside it carries the blueprint of life. The Quran reminds us, "It is He who causes the seed and the date stone to split and sprout. He brings forth the living from the dead, and He is the one who brings forth the dead from the living." That is God. How then are you deluded? Surah Al-An'am, chapter 6, verse 95. Think about it. How can something so dry and dormant suddenly burst into green life? Science explains it through genetics, photosynthesis, and biochemical triggers. But behind these processes is a universal principle. From something that seems dead, life can emerge. And if that is possible for a seed, why not for us? Every human being is like a seed. We start small, seemingly insignificant. Yet within us is the capacity to change the world, through our ideas, our actions, our kindness. The Quran emphasizes the unseen potential of small acts. So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it, and whoever does an atom's weight of evil will see it. Surah Az-Zalzala, chapter 99, verses 7-8. Just as a seed can grow into a tree that provides shade and fruit for centuries, a single good action can ripple across generations. A smile today might inspire hope. A word of truth might change a community. A small act of charity might feed someone who, in turn, transforms society. The seed does not know the full extent of what it will become, but it grows regardless. Seeds also teach us about cycles. And you see the earth lifeless, but when we send down upon it water, it quivers and swells and grows every kind of beautiful plant. Surah Al-Hajj, chapter 22, verse 5. This verse describes both the cycle of agriculture and the cycle of life itself. The seed must first be buried in the ground, hidden, and even appear to die. But in that burial lies the secret of growth. Isn't this exactly what happens with us? Death seems like the end, but in reality, it is the beginning of another stage. Just as seeds sprout after being buried, so too will human beings rise again after returning to the earth. Science calls it transformation. The Quran calls it resurrection. Both point to the same truth. Endings are never truly the end. Seeds also teach us patience. You cannot plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. Growth takes time, nourishment, and care. The Quran echoes this reality of gradual growth, and He is the one who spread out the earth, placed therein firm mountains and rivers, and of all fruits He made therein pairs, male and female. He covers the night with the day. Indeed, in that are signs for people who reflect. Surah Ar-Ra'd, chapter 13, verse 3. Growth happens in stages. The seed sprouts, the sprout becomes a plant, and the plant eventually bears fruit. In the same way, human life is a process of growth, physical, intellectual, and spiritual. We are not expected to reach perfection instantly. Like a seed, we are meant to develop slowly, with consistency and resilience. Another remarkable lesson lies in the fairness of seeds. When you plant wheat, you do not get barley. When you plant an apple seed, you do not get oranges. The Quran uses this natural truth as a metaphor for justice. The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of God is like a seed of grain, which grows 7 ears. In every ear is 100 grains, and God multiplies for whom He wills, and God is all-encompassing, all-knowing. Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 261. What you plant is what you harvest. What you sow in this world, whether kindness or cruelty, is what you will encounter in the next. The promise of return is embedded in the seed itself. Even modern economics and ecology affirm this. Inputs produce outputs. Effort generates results. Nothing comes from nothing. Finally, seeds remind us of our role as caretakers. The Quran says, "And it is He who produces gardens trellised and untrellised, and date palms and crops of different shape and taste, and olives and pomegranates, similar and dissimilar. Eat of their fruit when they ripen, but give their due on the day of harvest, and do not waste. Indeed, He does not like the wasteful." Surah Al-An'am, chapter 6, verse 101. Seeds are not only blessings, they are trusts. What we plant, how we harvest, and how we share define our morality. Waste, greed, and neglect destroy the delicate balance of life, while care, gratitude, and fairness sustain it. This is more than farming. It is a philosophy of life. Each seed teaches us to nurture, to give, to sustain. So, what can a single seed teach you? That within smallness lies greatness. That from death can come life. That patience leads to growth. That justice is embedded in the laws of creation. And that every blessing is also a responsibility. The next time you hold a seed in your hand, pause for a moment, reflect. See in it not just a plant to be, but a mirror of your own existence. You too are a seed, placed here for a time, growing with patience, tested with trials, and one day returning to the One who planted you. And just like a seed, your potential is greater than you can ever imagine.